In this video, I will be showing you guys how you can make some really good money with the new Salvage Yard. If you guys did not know, the Salvage Yard is one of the new businesses added with this new GTA Online DLC. The method that I will be showing you guys in this video will be my type of method. I do this all solo and it is actually pretty fast at making me money. But of course, the only downside to the Salvage Yard will be the 1 week wait for the free new Salvage Yard robberies, which of course will make you guys the most money. So it is definitely a shame that Rockstar decided to have a whole week of waiting around just for the new Salvage Yard robberies. But even with this fact, the Salvage Yard will be a great money maker. And throughout the rest of this video, I will show you guys how I make money with the Salvage Yard. But just before we go ahead and dive into this video, guys, we do have a short word from this video's sponsor. Are you tired of grinding endlessly in GTA Online? Then look no further than Hyper Resupply. Hyper Resupply have a wide range of GTA Online account boosting options that can elevate your GTA Online experience. Things such as billions of dollars, modded cars, and much more. Even if you do not play GTA Online, Hyper Resupply has you covered across other games as well. For example, Forza Horizon, Need for Speed, and much more. Make sure you head over to their new website to see all of the amazing deals, and if you are still unsure, join their official Discord server, link in the description. In here, you will find all of the frequently asked questions, along with various giveaways and more. Hyper Resupply has the best prices on the market, and if you use my discount code EVIZ in all caps, you will be granted an additional 10% off your order at checkout. So first things first, guys, we need to talk about the upgrades for the Salvage Yard. So over on the Mazebank Foreclosures website, if we select one of these Salvage Yards, you guys will have a few upgrade options. Now, to make money with the Salvage Yard, I would highly recommend that you guys pick up a tow truck. Along with this, I would also suggest buying the staff member. You guys will also see that this will cost a lot of money, but just think of this as sort of an investment. You will eventually make this money back. It might take a couple of weeks, but you will definitely get it back. You guys will also need to make sure that you have the wall safe. The reason you want the wall safe is pretty much for the passive money from the Salvage Yard, and this sort of links in to the tow truck and the staff as well, because the tow truck and the staff members is how you pretty much make the passive money for the Salvage Yard. We now need to talk about the main moneymaker for the Salvage Yard itself, and this main moneymaker will of course be the robbery missions. Now, the robbery missions, you will have 3 of these each week, and once you guys complete all 3 of these Salvage Yard robbery missions, you will then have to wait a whole nother week until they refresh. The only positive thing about these robbery missions is that if you guys actually just sell all 3 of these vehicles and do not salvage them, you can make just over or just under $1 million depending on the vehicles. So honestly, just knowing that already, it is pretty good, but just remember there is a whole week until you guys can do it again. The first robbery mission that I had to do was this one here, which is actually the new robbery mission called the Podium Robbery, and for this robbery I had to rob the podium vehicle, which was the Frax, and you guys can see on this sort of blueprint board or wall, the max sell value which you guys can get is $405,000, and it will also have a salvage value of $324,000. Now just remember, these prices do change with the different vehicles and different robberies, so unfortunately you guys can't make the $405,000 each time, but I believe the lowest is something like $300,000 or just under $300,000, so honestly it's still not too bad. And just remember, there is altogether 3 vehicles, so you guys can easily make a lot of money from this. Now in the background I am just playing through the Podium Robbery, and honestly so far this is definitely my favorite robbery, especially compared to the ones we already have. I think by far the worst one is the Mission Row Police one. I honestly just found that one just so annoying. The fact that we have to break someone out of the Mission Row police station and then he just drops the details for the car. It was definitely cool the first time I did it though. But at long last, guys, I just stole the Frax and delivered it back to the Salvage Yard. And with the Frax, you will have 2 options to sell. Now, just like I went over on the blueprint board or wall, we can either sell the vehicle to Yusuf Amir for the max sell value, or instead you guys can salvage the parts but make a little less money. If you want to maximize the money you make with these vehicles, just sell them to Yusuf Amir. But if you guys care about your passive money and really want to make the most from the passive money faster, you can just salvage the parts, but it will take a long time, and some of that money will get added into the passive money. So every day in GTA Online, your passive money for the Salvage Yard will go up a little bit. I'm not exactly sure how much it goes up by, but I believe it is actually more than just doing the tow truck service, so it could be worth it for you guys if you want to do that. But just remember, you will lose a little bit bit of money salvaging parts instead of just selling. But now guys, with the fracks inside my salvage yard, I'm not going to sell this yet. Instead, what I'm going to do is do the tow truck service and get 2 vehicles inside my salvage yard. The reason I'm going to do this is because the salvage yard will take a while to salvage these 2 extra vehicles. I believe it is 45 minutes or something. So when I have these 2 vehicles inside here, I can then just do anything else in GTA Online until these vehicles have been salvaged. Now 2 vehicles will roughly get you $60,000 after salvaging. Once again, it really depends on the type of vehicle it is and it can be random, but pretty much each and every time one of these vehicles gets salvaged, I make $30,000 for each one, or at least around there. This of course is not a lot of money whatsoever, but just remember, because it is being salvaged, your daily intake for your salvage yard will go up, which will eventually mean that you guys can make more passive money over time. I definitely think it is a shame that we cannot use the tow truck outside of these tow truck missions. I honestly thought that Rockstar would include something in the interaction menu, similar to calling out your terabyte for example, or even sort of a special vehicle like the Phantom Wedge. I honestly do not think that Rockstar even thought about this. But at long last guys, I collected these 2 salvage yard vehicles, and now they are pretty much going to sit in the salvage yard until they are salvaged, which once again takes roughly 45 minutes for these type of vehicles. So now in this 45-minute time period, I will now complete the other 2 robbery missions and collect the last and final 2 vehicles for the salvage yard. After a while, I completed this one, which is the second robbery, and this was for the Comet Safari. You guys will also probably notice that the 2 vehicles that I collected with the tow truck are still getting salvaged. So if anything, that really shows you that you need to probably start doing this and then playing through some missions in the background. And then whilst in the 3rd robbery and setting it up, my salvage yard did salvage one of the vehicles, which was the Futo, and made me $34,000. So after completing this setup mission, I will then head back into my salvage yard and salvage some more vehicles. Now that that's done, we can go ahead with the 3rd robbery. Now, like I said previously, this Mission Road Police robbery is probably my least favorite one. I don't know if you guys agree with that or not. I thought it was cool the first time I did it, but then just replaying it and going through it all again, I honestly don't really like it. But after some more time, I'm playing through it, I eventually got the vehicle and delivered it back to my salvage yard. So now I have all 3 vehicles inside the salvage yard, and now there is only one last thing to do, and that is sell them. Now to sell these vehicles, I will just sell them directly to Yusuf Amir for the max amount of money, and I actually wanted to test something with these sell missions. It turns out that you guys can actually just spawn in a cargo bob, pick up the vehicles, and then pretty much drop them off right next to the drop-off. For some reason, I do not think you can just drop them in with the cargo bob, but this honestly makes things so much easier and you really don't have to drive anywhere. You can also get the max amount of money from just not crashing the vehicle, so it can be pretty useful. Now getting over to the final sell mission, I had to sell the click, and I honestly thought this is just going to be easy and nice and routine. Unfortunately, I was wrong. You guys can see here in the gameplay, I somehow crashed into something. I really can't tell you guys what I crashed into. I will slow this down to really get a good look here because I honestly do not know, but somehow I got extremely lucky and the click actually landed on this side over here, and I only lost around $15,000 for this, which honestly shocked me. So the last thing to do now was to get over to the click and then just drive it over to the docks. I honestly got super lucky still being able to sell that vehicle. I honestly thought it was gone. But after doing all of this, guys, we can see that I now have $1.2 million, nearly $1.3 million. Now, if we take around $100,000 off this because of the rewards, I made roughly $1.1 million, maybe just over $1 million. So honestly, all in all, it is not that bad. It would definitely be better if there wasn't a week cooldown. But if you guys do one of these robberies probably each day or something, you could definitely drag that out. And by the time the next robberies are available to play, you will have some pretty good passive money for your salvage yard from the salvage vehicles. So yeah guys, that is how I am currently making some pretty good money with the salvage yard every single week. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments down below. Do you guys have a better method to do this or not? And also let me know your honest thoughts about the salvage yard. Do you think it's actually that good or not? I'm kind of mixed on it right now. I think it can be good, but obviously the week cooldown really ruins it for me. But anyways guys, if you went on to enjoy this video or somehow found it useful in any way, shape or form, make sure to leave a like. I really appreciate your support. And if you guys are new here, subscribe and hit that bell icon to never miss a video. Finally guys, stay safe, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.